Hey guys, it's John from RocketForms here. We recently launched a slider feature, and I'm in the process of going through some of our templates and updating some of the steps with sliders. So I figured why not just jump on a video right now and kind of show you how to set up a slider in your form. So I have this moving service demo opened up. If I click into this, and I'm going to reload the page for a second. So I'm going to click into this form and open it up. And if I go to the first step or the first choice, house, go to the first step, how many rooms are in your house? We now have this nice slider option. And you can slide it up and choose your rooms. Now, before the slider, you would have had to list out all of the room, like each response would be listed down in a vertical column. The slider really improves the UX. I'm pretty excited about it. So now, like I said, I'm going through and updating some of the forms. So I am going to add another slider to the apartment flow. So if we look at apartment, here's the vertical list of steps. I want to turn this into a slider. So here's how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to jump into the RocketForms dashboard, and I'm going to find the entry step. So this is the first step, and then you'll see that it branches off to home. We're doing the apartment step, I think is what I said. It's like 6 in the morning, pretty tired, kind of groggy. So let's see. Yep, apartment step. So I'm going to click on apartment, and then here it is. So what I need to do here is create a new step. So I'm going to copy this question just so I keep that the same, and then go down to new step, and then up here, whenever you go to create a step, you want to choose between whether it's a question or a form fill or a text block. So in the case of a slider, it's a form style. And then I'm just going to call this apartment rooms, paste in that question. So you'll see it pasted in here. And then I'm going to instruct the person who's looking at the step to use the slider. So I'll say use the slider below. And then I like to make the button say next. And then I'm going to add a little next caret symbol in later. I'll do that in a moment. Then I just need to connect this step up. So the current apartment step leads to distance. So I just need to type in distance and then hit save. Now, in order to kind of update this section, we have to hit save first, and then a button will pop up here, which will essentially enable us to then build the slider. So save step. All right, so the step is saved, and you know that you can now add in the slider because there's this blue box here that says add form field. So I'll click into this, and then for the slider field, you have to go to field type and choose slider. So then I'm going to give this field a name, apartment rooms, field label. I'm just going to call this rooms. I always hide the label. I'm not going to explain what that means right now. We'll cover that another time. So I have the name set up, the label, and I want to get I want to set the color of the slider bar. So I have that. So I just pasted in the same bar color. I have this little, like in Chrome, this color picker tool, which helps me get the colors. And then the value color, I'm just going to set to white. And then there's two different types of sliders. So you can have a list or a numeric slider. Let's just go with list because it's a pretty simple one. If you need to have words in your slider like rooms or dollars or something like that, then you're probably going to want to go with the options list. So for the first option, one room. If you run into a situation where you can't add a space, just backspace and hit the space bar. I think this is a little glitch which we need to fix up. Then you hit the plus sign to create another option within the slider. So, oops, two rooms, this. I'm going to hit the plus sign again. If I wanted to delete a response, I would hit the minus sign. Three rooms. I'll probably go to 5+ rooms. 4 rooms. And then 5+ rooms. So then the next really important thing to do before you move on to your next step is to make sure you save this. Now, one of the things we need to figure out how to do better is to make sure that the save form field button is more visible in the situation. Like, it's easy to go up here and hit save in the upper right hand corner. If you do this, then you're actually going to then you won't save this part. Like, you essentially need to come down and hit the save form field button. So I'll always make sure when you're updating your form, you're using this save button to save the form field. So I'm going to hit save form field, and then here it is. And you'll see that the slider works in the real-time preview. And then the next thing we need to do is just make sure that the previous step is connected to this step, and then I'm going to go in and delete the old step. So I'll just do that real quick, and then I'm going to show you how it looks in the preview. So I need to go back to my entry step. So the very first step of the form is loaded up. These buttons aren't to scale, so just keep that in mind. That's why it looks kind of weird. So I'm going to go to the apartment step and click into it. I'm going to select the new target step, and I called the new step with the slider apartment rooms. So I choose that, hit save response. So as you can see, all this stuff just moved, indicating that a change has been made. And then if I go back to the target step, you'll see that apartment rooms is here. Here's the old step, apartment. So I'm going to delete this one out. Yep, I'm sure. All right, so that one is moved out. So now let's go to the form and see how this looks. We could preview it in here by clicking the preview, but since I already have it set up, I'm just going to jump into the actual page and show you how it looks. So I open the form. Here's the first step. Let's click on apartment, and then bam, there it is. How many rooms are in your apartment? 1 room, 2 rooms, 3 rooms, 4 rooms, 5+ rooms. So that is how you set up a slider. We'll have some more documentation about this soon. If you have questions, just feel free to jump into this little chat box, shoot me a message, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks.